Hello friends! In our last video, we have learnt verbs. But if we want to show the time of action done before current time or after current time, how can we express that? Who will help us? For this, we use tenses. The tense of a verb shows us the time of action, it is completed or not, or it is continuing. It is super important to learn tenses. In our opinion, we can say that tenses describe the state of verbs. Isn't it? Now, what are tenses? Forms of verbs that indicate time are called tenses. There are mainly three types of tenses: present, past, and future. The present time is the current time. The past time is the before present time. And the future time is the after present time. Let us take some examples. In present form, I play football every day. The same sentence in past form, I played football every day. And the same sentence in future form, I will play football every day. Every verb has its own past and future forms. Their present forms are their original forms only. There are total 14 types of tenses. They are simple present, present progressive, present perfect progressive, simple past, past progressive, past perfect progressive, simple future uncertainty, simple future certainty, future progressive uncertain, future progressive certain, future perfect simple, and future perfect progressive. Let us start with simple present tense. Simple present tense is also called present indefinite tense. It is used to express what happened now. It is also used to express what action is taking place at the current moment. For example, Reena wants to dance. To express a habitual action. For example, he gets up every day at 5 o'clock. To express general truths. For example, the sun rises in the east. And in vivid narratives as a substitute for the past tense. For example, immediately the Sultan hurries to his capital. Here you can notice, actually this action was done in the past. But to make the sentence look interesting and realistic, we can use the present tense. This type of usage is also called historical present tense. Next, present progressive tense. It is used to express what is happening. It represents an action going on at the time of speaking. For example, Sakshi is dancing. She is writing an article. One point to note. Certain verbs are practically never used in the present progressive tense. They are mainly verbs of condition or behavior that are not strictly under human control. Thus, they go on whether we like it or not. For example, I see a man outside. He is looking at me. Here, the action word see is going on while the speaker is speaking, but we haven't used it in present progressive tense. Right? Now, how do we use it in a sentence? Subject of a sentence plus is am or are plus verb's first form plus ing. Next, present perfect tense. Present perfect tense denotes an action that has just been completed. For example, I have written my essay. It is also used instead of past tense to represent a past action continuing to the present. For example, we have lived here 10 years and we are still living here. How do we use it in a sentence? Subject plus has or have plus the verb's third form. Next, present perfect progressive tense. Sometimes an action which began in the past is still continuing in the present. This generally happens with the verbs like wait, stand, lie, live, learn, etc. How do we use it in a sentence? Subject plus has or have plus been plus verb's first form plus ing. For example, I have been waiting for you since 3 months. Now let us move to simple past tense. It expresses what has happened. It is used to denote a single action in the past. For example, me and my friends jumped on the bed. To denote an action which was going on in the past. For example, while they sang, we danced. To denote a habitual action in the past. For example, he played many hours every day. How to use it in a sentence? Subject plus the verb second form. Past progressive tense. The past progressive tense represents an action as going on at some time of time in the past. For example, it was raining heavily yesterday. It is also used when an action going on in the past was interrupted with another action. For example, I was reading when he rang the doorbell. How to use it in a sentence? Subject plus was or were plus verb plus ing. Past perfect tense. The past perfect tense denotes an action already completed before a certain moment in the past. For example, he had already read this book. How to use it in a sentence? Subject plus had plus verb's third form plus object. Next, past perfect progressive tense. This tense is used for an action that began before a certain point in the past and continue it up to that mentioned time. For example, Rashmi had been reading this book for 2 hours. Structure of past perfect progressive tenses: subject plus had been plus verb plus ing. Now, let us move to simple future tense, uncertainty. Simple future uncertainty is used to describe a decision taken at the time of speaking about an action in future. For example, I think I will do my English homework tonight. In this sentence, the verb used here is think. And think expresses uncertainty, right? Next, simple future certainty. Simple future certainty is used to describe something that has already been decided or arranged to happen. For example, I am going to study English next Saturday. Here, the verb used is am going to. So, it is decided that yes, he is going to study English. Next, future progressive tense. Uncertain. Future progressive uncertain is used to describe an action that will be in progress at a given time in future. For example, I will be starting my English lesson at 7:30 p.m. Here, starting is in its progressive form. Right? The given time to us is 7:30 p.m. and will be expresses in future. So the action starting is in progress at the given time 7:30 p.m. in future. Now let us discuss future progressive certain. Future progressive certain is used to describe something that is planned to happen when something else will happen in future. For I am going to be studying English when my friends arrive at 5 pm. Here, when its friend will arrive, then he will be going to study English, right? Now let us move to future perfect simple. Future perfect simple is used to say that something will already be completed by a certain time in future. For example, I will have already done my English homework by the time I eat dinner on Saturday. In our opinion, we use these type of sentences when we determine something or when we promise something to someone that yes, I can do this and I will do this. Next, future perfect progressive. Future perfect progressive is used to say how long something will have been happening in the future by a certain time. For example, I will have been studying English for 30 minutes when my friends arrive.